Okay, welcome. Shalom. Kohalayim. Awa. Hashem. Awashab. Hashem. Kwadash. That is to say, all praises to the Most High. Awa. To his son, Yahweh Shah. Now, the name of this video is going to be entitled Bend the Gospel, Not a Chair. I got this title from the elder brother Barack Abba. His channel, GMS Duke the Temple. I thought the title sort of catchy, so I had to copy it. Without further ado, just want to give a response account that ISUPK alongside with the IUIC. So now, first I want to say, with the practice of de-escalation, all of this could have been avoided. But thing is, pride is a motherfucker. Because problem is, as you can see, ego got in the way. And you have both groups on the actual same corner, both with speakers, trying to drown out each other's words. And that was just an ego trip, where it's escalated to this. But I want to play some of this. I'm not gonna play the thing, but let's look at it.
We're gonna read this right here. Come on. Right there, verse 12. In India, we ain't never been charged with nothing like that. Israel is of Israel.
Now, what's the sense of this? Come on, Israel. What's the sense of this? One group have his speakers, the next group have their speakers, and all they doing is trying to drown each other out. Where's the edification in this? This is just folly, and I'm embarrassed for them.
These are spots in your feast day on the feast days, guys. When they finish with you, but guess what? You can't find it. They see themselves without fear. They come out here without fear. Not knowing that there's a judgment for the things that they speaking. Not knowing that there's a judgment for hatred, for slander. There's a judgment against that, guys. Wow. They are without water. They're like clouds without water. Water's supposed to have, clouds are supposed to have water all over it. They appear to have wisdom, but as you see, they have no water.
Scriptures say the Most High is not the author of confusion. Peace. Confusion of the Lord. How can anybody learn all this, noise echoing back and forth, different? How can anybody get into this? Then they fighting like a bunch of group of niggas. First thing I want to start off with. Start off with the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 5. But they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. Now, the things of the spirit is comprised with, right? Now, it's verse 6. It says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Now, the word carnal is where you get the word flesh. The word carnal is from the Latin carne, which means flesh. That's why when you read the verse above, it speaks about being of the flesh. But they that are after the flesh, in other words, carnal, do mind the things of the flesh. Now let's give examples of being carnal minded or fleshly minded. An example of that is being impulsive, not having self control. That's an act of being carnal, reacting off an impulse. That's being carnally minded. Another example of being carnally minded is a person that needs to see something to believe it all the time. Where's your proof in that? Some things you just can't prove. Some things are just of faith. Prove to me the Most High exists. That's not something that we can prove. Like what the hell you want? You want us to go into the spiritual world, take a picture of the Most High and send it to you? That's something that's of faith. But a person that lacks faith is a person that's carnal, because they need to see it with their eyes, which is comprised of your flesh, or touch it with their hands, which is comprised of their flesh. That will make them carnal. So I read that part again. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And the Lord gave us the scriptures so that we could have to have discretion and make decisions. To judge matters. Verse 7, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. Enmity means to be adverse or opposed to. And it says, for it is not, excuse me, for it's not subject to the law of the Most High, either indeed can be. The flesh is not subject to the law. One of the basic laws, it says to love thy neighbor as thyself. You know, even though these guys is in a different camp and they teaching something that is opposed to what we teach, they still are our brother. You know, now we get on these guys because what they teach, but we don't hate them. Now, since I said that, let's go to Matthew 5:40. Ye have heard that it has been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. So technically these guys are still brothers. But they just are wicked brother at this point. And if they don't repent, the Most High going to destroy them. But when we see them, we don't go up, roll up on them, out to hop on them, fight with them. At most, you see them, you might just tell them woman. The eighth chapter and 7, it says, because the carnal mind's enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. That was the basic law of the Most High. Love thy neighbor as thyself. If they was exercising the law of love thy neighbor as thyself, none of this would have been happening. It wouldn't have been no blow to blow. Guys fighting. Then got the IUIC that always talk about the law, the law. This is the basic of the law. So verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. 2 Corinthians 6:3. Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. So that's what happens after all of this. People want to blame the ministry. And they want to use this, or the unbelievers want to use this as an example of, see, this is what we've been saying about these Hebrew Israelites. This is what they're about. They're about violence and drama. This is stuff they want to use. And then when you start fighting it and get into things like that, they're going to use it. Give me 1 second. Hold this back. Look at this.
Israelite. Israelite. Hey, look. Israelite. Israelite against Israelite. Check it out.
See, this will happen when you do things like this in front of the unbelievers. Now they use that as an excuse to attack the word of the Most High. That's why, going back to 2 Corinthians 6:3, it says, "Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed." Now, that video go viral. People look at the video and say, "See, we've been saying that the Israelites ain't got the truth. Everything they've been saying is false." Now, verse 4, it says, "But in all things approving ourselves as the ministers," minister is a servant of the Most High, "in much patience, in afflictions, in necessity, in distress, in stripes, in imprisonment." And that's going to happen. We go out there and teach, people may come up and try to fight us. But what we do is we be patient and we, keep our frame. Then it speaks about imprisonment. A few brothers, got detained for teaching the word before. And it says in tumults, in labor, watching, and in fastings. Now, 1 Peter 2:12. Having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers. The Gentiles represent towards the heathens and the non-believers of Israel. So I'll read that again. Having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works, which they should behold, glorify the Most High in the day of visitation. Because we are representation of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Because even though the non-believers disagree with what we believe and our doctrine, we still carry ourselves as respectable people. Even the cops, people call the cops all the time trying to, attempt us to make us move. But even the cops know, like, well, we never had no problems with these guys. They just talking. They just teaching. We never knew them to be violent because our conversations has been found honest among the Gentiles. They know that we don't go there and start trouble. A lot of times, they used to leave us alone. But now when you start putting hands on people, now you become a threat. First Timothy 3:2. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, nor striker. There you go. You see that? Nor striker. Meaning get into fights. People got to hold you back. Then it says, not greedy of filthy lucre. Meaning greedy of money and gains. But patient, not a brawler. A brawler is the same as a striker. As a person that always get into fights. Not covetous. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subject with all gravity. Go to Titus now. It reiterated. Titus 1:7. For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of the Most High, not self-willed. Now, the word steward means house guardian. Then it speaks about self-will. Person that just do things without counsel. Then it says, not soon angry. See that? Person that's not soon angry, that's a person that's patient. Not given to wine, nor striker, nor given to filthy lucre, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate. Temperate is a person that's balanced. Holding fast the faithful word as he had been taught. So if he holding fast the faithful word that he been taught, that'll make that man a spiritual man rather than a carnal man. Because a man that do the opposite of these things is a carnal man. Now it says that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. Read the account in the book of Mark 9:38. And John answered him, saying, Master, we saw once casting out devils in thy name, and the excuse me, and he followed not us, and we forbade him because he followed not us. But Yahushua said, forbid him not. But there is no man which shall do a miracle in my name that can lightly speak evil of me. For he that is not against us is on our part. But whosoever should give you a cup of water to drink in my name, because ye belong to Yahushua, verily I say unto you, he shall not lose his reward. So, in this account, John, he's seen a group teach, and it says, stop them. But Yahushua said, like, no, don't stop them. You don't get in the middle of that. Let them continue to teach. Lastly, I'm gonna close with this. This the book of. No, I've read this already. Slakia. I pretty much hit all the points on it. So, Lord willing, this video is edifying. Praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kodash. Shalom.